What is happening, guys? It is the Brothers Geek Out podcast. I hope you guys are well and safe. Oh my God, this we're coming off the reaction of what we have witnessed today. But G-Man, how you been, bro? Where you at now?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm good. I am in Uzbekistan, in a city called what's the city called again? How do I pronounce the city name? What city is this? Bukhara. Bukhara.
Okay,
Obviously, I
all right.
can't remember it. Bukhara. This is the third city in Uzbekistan that we visited. Eid Mubarak to everyone.
Yes, Eid
By the
Mubarak,
way,
guys. Eid Mubarak.
I celebrated Eid here and do the
Hmm.
last couple of Ramadan days here. Uzbekistan is beautiful, bro. So we visited three cities. The main city is Tashkent. This is Bukhara, and in between we went to Samarkand. Samarkand. Now Samarkand and Bukhara is mostly Tajik people because the neighboring country. So those two cities have mostly that population. Bro, this country is beautiful, man. I mean, the people are absolutely fantastic, man. On Eid day, man, I have to tell this story. Like I went to go to the mosque, obviously, right? So we're at this very basic, simple hotel. And I told the brother, like, where's the mosque, what time's prayer? He goes, brother, we go together, inshallah, and whatnot. So anyway, he took me to Eid prayer and he took me to a bigger mosque just because it's my first time Eid here. And then after that, he introduced me to a couple of his friends. I uploaded a video, as you saw, that they took me out for breakfast. They fed
Oh,
me breakfast. They had coffee. And I said, brother, I left my wallet at home. He goes, no, brother, you're my brother. Don't worry about money or any of that stuff, man. I mean, the people here, like that, I can't believe how amazing that was. And I just had this beautiful Eid celebration. Obviously, I've got my wife here. Obviously, she didn't come to the mosque with me or whatnot, but and the family's at home. But I had this beautiful moment with these brothers who just treated me like a brother and just treated me to breakfast, treated me to coffee in the morning, and just had this nice Eid celebration with them. I
oh
just
man.
felt so heartfelt, and I was just like reflecting on how beautiful the people are, and it's not just that as well. Like they paid for everything, and he refused to take my money after, and I'm like there's so many things running through my head, and I'm like I'm the one with the money. Like this is the perspective. I got all the money. I'm here on vacation here. They don't want any of my money and all that stuff. It's just brotherhood and celebration and whatnot. And I'm just like, these people are amazing. And I've just tried to self-reflect myself. And I'm like, is it me as an individual, or is it my culture and my mind frame living in, born and raised in the UK, that I would never do that for a random stranger, a tourist or whatnot? Like, it's happened to me a few times traveling, and this is the beautiful thing about traveling to countries outside of, be it the West or whatever, like anywhere, right? Traveling anywhere, right? Where people who don't have nothing, and this is Uzbekistan, it's a very simplistic,
Hmm.
simple people living simple lives. We're living in certain neighborhoods where we're embedded with the neighborhood, and people just living simple lives, nothing materialistic, none of that rubbish, and they have no objections of just paying for your coffee, paying for your food, and say, "Ah, brother, it's okay." Considering, like I say, from a financial perspective, I'm obviously doing a lot more better than them, but that doesn't mean anything to them. Would I do that for tourists? If some tourists came to my country in the UK, in London, would I buy them coffee? Would I? I don't know. I don't think I will. I don't think I ever had that in my head. It'd be like, "Oh, brother, the coffee shop's over there. Good luck." Like, I don't think I'll buy them a
That's
coffee.
not
Like,
in
it's
our
not
nature.
in
That's
my.
that's that's not in
Not
British culture.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I want to say. Is it a British thing? Is it an expat thing? Is it a Western thing? I'm in Dubai. Even in Dubai, you don't get this. I haven't felt. I feel like when you get into that sort of society where it's a everyone for themselves. Dog eat dog eat dog eat dog. What is it? Also, I can't even
Yeah,
remember the
dog eat
phrase.
dog world,
Dog
bro.
eat dog world. It's a dog eat dog world. Like, I'm not buying you coffee. I can help you with directions and what. I'm not buying you food. This, like, when I've gone to poor places, I'm not saying poor, not, but in simple people cultures and whatnot. Same thing happened to me, in China when I was in Foshan. Someone paid for my cab ride and all this sort of stuff. Like, it's bro, the perspective is different, and I think that's real. In my opinion, I feel like this is like real humanity, where you just help each
Mm.
other. But when you grow up in that dog eat dog world, And it's not just the West. It's not just the West. It's major cities, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be it Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, whatever. It's major cities. I think that mentality is that. It's a day. Nah, listen, I am not gonna buy you coffee. I'm gonna spend my money on you. I gotta pay my own bills, and I gotta. No, but when you go to like rural or like countries that don't kind of go by that philosophy or not big cities like that, they're rural areas. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Mm.
These people are simple. These people are more like they got humanity. Money, nah, I buy you coffee, brother. I buy you breakfast. Don't worry about that. It's hard, bro. It's a perspective change. This is why traveling, of course, if you can afford it, and I've been blessed to afford it. It's just a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that we picked a country like this. It's amazing. Even even thing like what we're seeing a lot of architecture, a lot of historical buildings and mosques, 14th century mosques and all this sort of stuff, and madrashas and whatnot. They're beautifully made, but the architecture is amazing. And when you sit back and look at them, they're way more fascinating than, like, say, for example, the Burj Khalifa or
Mm.
the Empire State, but all the big buildings in the world. Like what do they have? Just like Burj Khalifa as an example. What, you're the tallest building in the world without a plumbing system, by the way. But there's nothing fantastic about it. And what, you light up and put signs and shit. There's nothing fantastic about it, really. It's just being taught. These buildings here, they think about the 14th century and the technology and whatnot they had then, and how grand these buildings are, and the colors and the brick by brick and the symmetry and the individual engraving of the side of like the lettering and the Arabic writing or whatever it is, right? Of the design. That's all man-made. That's a human being back in that time, literally engraving it and in this beautiful symmetry. And this, like, it's unbelievable. Like these are way more fascinating than these new age buildings. Now, maybe in a couple of 100 years, these new age buildings might be maybe seen as historical. I don't know. But if you just think back, like these architectural buildings are way more fascinating than what we have now. I don't know what it is. There's no humanity. That's not the right word. I don't know what it is. Like,
It's
there's
not a tangible.
creativity
It's,
to it.
yeah, there's not tangible feel to it when somebody's built
Yeah,
something
it doesn't feel like it's
handmade. Yeah.
history. Like, like I said, there's creativity to building these buildings. I'm not putting, and I don't know nothing about architecture and stuff, so I'm not disrespecting it. But what I'm saying is, like, there is way more history and a story to be told by these type of buildings compared to something like the Burj Khalifa or some of those other tall, fancy buildings that we have in the world, right? There's no history on those. It's just tall building, nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Mm.
There's no story behind them. With these buildings, and there's, I feel like there's humanity, there's soul behind them. It's beautiful, bro. So the countries like that, it's like I say, simple people, simple neighborhoods, very friendly. Again, very safe. I feel safe. We're in neighborhoods, bro. I'm not even joking. I'm walking around with my wife in these neighborhoods where there's no lights or nothing, right? And I'm talking about open, like, it's a bit grimy, that open sewage sort of things, like in
Mm.
Bangladesh and stuff like that. The roads are not 100%. But if this was somewhere in the Western world, bro, I'm not walking down those alleyways at all. Right,
Mm.
we live near border a farm, and we've gone through what we have in Tottenham, let alone
Mm.
other parts in New York and all that stuff. Bro, here I'm safe. I feel so safe. I feel so safe. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't feel any sort of threat from anyone here. And again, this is not something like, we think we're on that side of the world, living in the UK, US. Oh, we're so civilized. We're so good to each other. Bro, I would never walk. I mean, okay, I have walked, but like, for walking through border of farm in the middle of the night with no lights, bro, I'm good. You know what? I think I'm just gonna go round
Mm.
here, I'm trying to say, like,
Yeah, yeah,
here,
no,
I'm
of course.
feeling so safe, man. I mean, we are. It's very the perception, man. When you travel, when you kind of come across these places, the perception compared to where you live, you're like, wow, there's so much to it, man. So look at again, alhamdulillah, we're blessed to travel. I think it's like, I would use this platform to express what I'm experiencing out here. People should know, man, these places are beautiful, they're safe, the people are beautiful. um I'm not saying where we live is basic. I love being from London and UK. I know there's basic things happening there, but that's
Mm.
home at the end of the day. It's given me, I don't know, end of the day, my path was chosen by Allah, right? So I had to be in the UK and London to be who I am, to be where I am. So, that's a part of my journey. So I'm not disrespecting it. That's home. It's just like the perception is very different, man. The people out here and whatnot. So, listen, that's been my experience with Uzbekistan. Beautiful place, beautiful people. um I'm so happy. You know, I've had some great memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So just wanted to share those thoughts on Uzbekistan and the people here in the country. It's beautiful.
No, amazing, amazing. Sounds good. No, definitely, man. Definitely sounds really good. And it's all about that experience, bro. It's all I think that's where people don't have that misconception of what it's like to be outside of the bubble that they have created, you know, and follow Western media and culture, you know. They make you afraid to go to these places. You shouldn't be. And I think that's where you have that instinct of being an explorer and kind of moving forward from there and seeing things on a different level and seeing people in a different level. The problem is that and it's weird, bro, that I'm talking about stuff that you think 100 years ago would have been sorted out, or even 50 years ago, is not. We're still in that era of I'm still different. And we'll talk about that later because episode 5 hit some
Yeah,
nerves, bro, because the way it made it feel like current world situations right now, bro, insane. Anyway, let's
we'll talk about. But I mean, just to touch on that, and again, look what you said, and I've said this so many times. I think I repeat myself. So we are in the most advanced technological stages of our life. We are the most connected as human beings as possible in regards to technology, and I feel like we're still so disconnected as human beings.
hmm
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm talking to you right now. We're doing this podcast right now. For me being in Uzbekistan and you being in the UK. I've been, you know, we've had so many episodes where I've been around and whatnot. That's how connected we are as human beings. But because of, again, leadership and all that sort of stuff, mainstream media, all this sort of propaganda bullshit, it 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 disconnects you. You know what I mean? And we'll talk about this when we get to real world issues and other sort of stuff and X-Men episode 5 and whatnot we'll talk about. But yeah, no, I wanted to touch on that point as well because you know, we are connected through technology and it's important that you know, I don't know. I feel like we're connected through technology, but it's still censored. There's still a disconnect. But oh, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I
years
don't
of
know.
programming, years of systematical issues, years of us being on social media, which doesn't really help as well.
Doesn't like the reason why I say because you got the negative aspect, but then you got the beautiful aspect because this will be on like social media, YouTube or
No,
Instagram.
exactly. Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
at least maybe somebody will hear my experience of Uzbekistan and be like, oh damn, I didn't know it was that beautiful and those people, you know what I mean? So you know
Mm,
that's the beauty of technology and getting to know the world through technology and other people's experience rather than you know before we didn't have that. But now, you know, I don't know. Hopefully, it still grows. Maybe VR and augmented reality. You could put yourself. I don't know. Like, nothing can really experience a being here. And of course, this costs money, and people will never want to visit a place like maybe this or. But oh man, I wouldn't recommend it enough. Like, if you want to be around beautiful people, if you want to be around history, and I couldn't recommend it enough. And it just opened my eyes to the region even more.
mm.
And I'm sure there's more beautiful places and people like this all over the world, right? So it's I don't know. Man, humanity. We'll see where we are in 50 to 100 years. Have we got closer or not? We have got closer, definitely, but there's still a big disconnect considering how close we are. So, and the world events and whatnot has shown that we're still disconnected very much.
Mm.
But yeah, listen, man, I wanted to share that Uzbekistan experience with you guys anyway. At least someone might hear this.
No, definite, man. Sounds good, bro. Sounds really good.
How you been though? How's London? How was Eid day at home?
Yeah, it was busy, bro. It was full on. I think we didn't get into like 12 last night, and I'm going through work at the moment as well, and so much going on at the moment now with work. I need to. I don't know. I was yeah, I'm battling my mental health because of the amount of shit that's going on, and people keep saying I'm consumed, but I'm not consumed, and I think people need to know that I'm not consumed by it. I'm hurt by it. And it's starting to leak into. It's hard because speaking to Shanaz about it the other day, and it's how it's leaked into my world now. With what's happening in Palestine at the moment now, yes, of course I'm going to be hurtful and emotional, and I understand it more as a parent of losing somebody. I'm not even thinking about a kid losing his parents, you know? So why wouldn't I be passionate about that? Why wouldn't I be passionate about kids dying? Why wouldn't I be passionate about suddenly getting involved in politics? I'm at that age now where I understand that politics situation doesn't work for us. So it has played on my head. I had a little social break for a couple of days, which kind of is always nice to have. And I've always put out videos where it's just about the work or just good memories. I see social media platforms as good memories, yeah. But recently I've been not ranting, but people are telling me how to be, and I don't think anybody has the right to do that to somebody. When they tell me about me talking about Richie Sunak, he's a cunt. Sorry to say that word. He's a cunt. He doesn't deal with us. The Conservative Party has never dealt with the general everyday folk. They make decisions, they fuck up, the everyday people pay for it. So that was my point of view of it. Anyway, other than that, well, yeah, just work. I need to
Listen,
find.
bro,
Huh,
F those people. F
hmm,
those but listen, just like our podcast and our reactions said, you got F those people. Because bro, if you we're just two brothers. We have this
hmm,
small little platform. If there wasn't people who are human like us, and when we see human and stuff, we would never have all those amazing people. I'm talking about the Muhammad Ali's, the
hmm,
Malcolm, and there's so many other names, Malcolm X, the Norman Finkelsteins, who have
hmm,
dedicated their life. Him, for example, who has dedicated his life to a conflict like that. You know what I mean? His day, like, think about it. And that's not a
hmm,
life wasted. It's not a life wasted.
hmm,
And I think, if you have that perspective, like why, or listen to people, like why are you so consumed? But it there are a lot of people who just like ignore it all, and I'm not blaming them. They don't have to be. You don't have to be consumed. But if you don't have people like a Norman Finkelstein or whatnot, who has dedicated, you wouldn't get this education that we're getting now on the situation.
hmm,
Like I say, I was one of those people who didn't give a shit because one, social media was I wasn't on social media back then, and two, I was brainwashed, and I fell for the mainstream propaganda media. I fell for that too. I was a victim of that too, right? So now we're seeing the real life situation of what's happening, right? Recorded in 4K, as they say, right? Not just from Al Jazeera or social media. It's the people who doing it, the Zionist criminals that are doing it, are actually posting it up on TikTok and whatnot. So they actually even showing us the way of the what do you call it, the inhumane things that they're doing. So the bad guys are showing us what they're doing. And now we're seeing it, and that's why humanity is coming out, and that's why even myself, like I am consumed because I'm seeing it, right? But for the longest time, the mainstream media didn't show us this, so I was just like, I wasn't even watching it. But now I'm
hmm.
so you have to F those people. We have to speak out, and I think everyone else has. It's important, bro. Otherwise, like there won't be no justice. If no one spoke out and for South Africa back in the days. And that was a completely different story.
Hmm.
Back then the boycotting and all that stuff happened, bro. Like that countries they they sanctioned them or whatnot. All
Hmm.
these sort of things got to happen for South Africa to be free. Now we're in a stage again where we do have full on access. We're seeing what's happening. We need to follow those steps, and again, the people in charge are the ones who's bloody making these decisions. But you know, sanctioning and boycotting. Boycotting is something that we could do as
No, no, of
consumers,
course, yeah.
as normal people. But awareness is something that we could do also. But the government and whatnot should put sanctions on these countries or whatnot on the Zionist state. And that's the way one day they're going to be free, inshallah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's happened in the past. Um, so F those people, right? Listen, of course you have to control your own mental health. You have to, right? You got your own family and whatnot. But don't be fooled to be like, oh, I'm just gonna ignore it from now and I'm gonna no, like you have
No,
to live your life
I
end of the day. You have to look
hmm.
after your family, but it's important that you are aware, we are aware, and then like I say, through this small little platform, we spread our message. Like I say, like there's people out there that's dedicated their whole lives, and these are like a normal Finkenstein, you know what I mean? But we need people like him for us to be educated. We need like to elevate. And there's been so many people. Like I'm just using one person as an example. There's so many, right?
There's so many more. There's
Those
so many more. But yeah,
yeah. So
go on.
No, no, I mean, I just wanted to kind of point that out, man. Don't listen to those people. Like I
No, I
said, from
don't.
this perspective, from even when you do a reaction to a movie and someone cusses you, it's the same perspective, bro. F them, we're gonna do our thing.
No, of course, bro. Of course, of course, of course. But yeah, other than that, getting along, man. It was a nice Eid. It was New Year's first Eid as well. Yeah, just it goes by quickly now, bro. I swear, as we get older, man, the time it is flying by, bro. So it's gonna be one next month.
My God, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
where did that go? That went by quick, bro. It shocks me on how quick it went. Uh, but yeah, we good, bro. We're getting there. We've got things to do, and we'll just continue doing them. I think there's loads happening. The ball keeps rolling, and it's how we roll with that ball. And to try and keep some control over it, I suppose. If sometimes it's hard not to, because it can turn into an avalanche. But if we can keep that ball rotating in a good motion, then good things can happen. But people remember bad things come with that as well. Some bad decisions will go with that as well, and it's it's a bit of not even a roller coaster, I would say. It's an unusual one, and I think I'm finding my true self even more now as I get older to stand up for what I think is right and what I believe in and how I put my message across now. Uh, yeah, it's important, and I feel like for a moment you do things because you're given the opportunity to, and we've been blessed with opportunities, which is amazing. But now it's like, okay, what we here for, man? What sort of message we giving out there? And I want people to know that. Like you were talking about where you are now, how the people are there. I ain't buying no coffee for nobody, man. She let alone breakfast. Goddamn, please move, move, move. Like you'd always see because we've been taught systematically to, hey man, don't trust that dude, man. We've been taught that, but we don't realize, there are some humans out. There are a majority of humans out there that are nothing but kind. But now we're putting into boxes, bro. And we thought originally, we came out of that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to get into the real world issues right now.
I think we already got into it, so go for it,
Yeah,
man.
like, what happened to All Lives Matter? What happened to, all those things? Like, what happened now? Like, everybody stepped to the side, bros. It really gets to me. And then that's why I suppose where people are like, you're getting consumed by it. No, I'm not. Because, yeah, you'd put a flag up for France or whatever. But because I'm Muslim, and I'm standing up for Muslim people, you guys are scared. A lot of people are scared, bro. Opportunities. We lost a couple of opportunities due to our thoughts. I don't care. And I've always said that. We've never cared about that. It doesn't defy what we do and how we are as a platform. I think that's where people need to recognize that. So opportunities are going to be lost. But what, what are you trying to put out there in the world? You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy that just sits back on the sideline no more. I think I've done that for a long time. And I suppose nobody stood up for us in those situations as well. And the same thing, bro. Western media, I'm victim to it as well. I wish I knew more about what happened in Afghanistan. I wish I knew more what happened in Iraq, bro. You read the stories about Gaddafi and what he did, bro, in where was he? Oh man, it's gone right off my head now.
Libya, Libya.
Libya, bro. They killed that guy off for this main reason. Libya, nobody was poor there. Everybody had a house. There was no homelessness. Education was paid for. They had systematic things in there that were working great for them, and they didn't want that to get out to the rest of the world to think, hold up,
Yeah,
if my
and
man
he
is
wanted to
running the
unite. He wanted to unite Africa. He
yeah,
was like, we don't need the US currency. We have all the resources in the world. Africa is has all the resources in the world. Let's you have. I think he wanted to do either by gold or
mm,
just basically unite Africa in one currency. There, I mean, bro, he was going to elevate Africa to be the most like a very powerful continent, which
it would
it
have been, and
is. It's
it
just been
is.
raped and stolen by everyone else, right? But listen, I'm not saying any of them guys are saints.
Mm,
Be it Gaddafi or
mm.
but we all know, like with Saddam, for example, and Bin Laden, this is all facts now. This is facts. This is not conspiracy theory. They were trained and they were friends with the CIA and all that sort of stuff, right? With Saddam, this false narrative of weapons of mass destruction, well, this is facts now. Like you can hear it everywhere. Like this is not conspiracy. It was all made up. He didn't have it. They could never prove it. He never had anything, right? That's facts. And they went to war and killed people. In Afghanistan, they killed 1 million people. This
That's
is all,
insane.
yeah, a
It's
million
insane.
people, a million. Think about that, man. And we didn't know because of mainstream media. How disgusting is mainstream media? They're part of this whole propaganda and this disgusting regime that's going on now. But we didn't know because we didn't have the social media and all that sort of stuff. There was big protests. I remember we were young back then. There was big, but I, as a young kid, as an 18-year-old, I didn't give a shit back then. I was like, yeah, whatever. Mainstream media says what it is. I felt very insecure about being Muslim at the time.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah,
Identity
but I
crisis,
was
which I
young and
don't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Listen, my religion's always been there and whatnot. But I was, and it was still my identity. But I guess I was just chasing other things and whatnot. Whatever, bro. What do you call it, man? Like, I'm not saying they're saints or whatnot, but what these governments, the UK, US, and Israel have done it's been disgusting to the world. But we're seeing
Trust.
it now, and
Yeah, no, we're
we're
seeing it.
seeing
We're
it.
seeing
But
it. We're seeing it now.
unfortunately, we are just people. We are just regular people. And like I say, we can do like awareness through our silly little small little platforms and boycott it. I believe in boycotting. I know some people don't, even people who are pro-Palestine. I know I've had conversations, they don't think boycotting works. I believe it does, so I'm just gonna do it. And plus it doesn't take much. I don't need a McDonald's, I don't need a Coca-Cola. All right, I could do without it. You know, I don't need a Starbucks. So really that doesn't take much effort from me. Just spend my money at a local place, or just don't drink that poison anyway, or eat that poison. Because at the end of the day, it's poison. I mean, what am I boycotting? Okay, yes, I'm boycotting what I believe I'm boycotting these companies that support that terrorist regime, Israel. But what do you call it? In the day, I'm boycotting poison. I'm saving myself, like in a way.
No, of
McDonald's,
course, of course.
Coca-Cola, what you want? Just don't drink that poison or eat that poison. I tried to stay away from saying certain words, like the T word. I've already said it,
It's fine
but
though.
it's
You know.
hard. It's hard to not say what is. Really is. It's hard to, you know
Well,
what? I've been thinking about this. Sorry. I've been thinking about this, obviously. And, I've heard a few Joe Rogan podcasts, and obviously he's had a few people on that. So I listened to the Kid Rock episode finally, right? I've been going through, I've been way behind. And it made me think, right? I think there's a few different perspectives and that of people. Now, of course, unfortunately, there's two sides. There's always two sides, right? You're pro-Palestine, pro-Israel. I want to say I'm pro-humanity, because if it was the other way, I'd have to do the same. Like, if any other country, I have to do the same. But in this case, let's pull it into sort of sections, or groups, which it always turned out to be unfortunate. This is the way I pull it, right? I think like there's groups of people. So I think there's just the murderous, inhumane people who are the Zionist army, the occupation army, that state, that government. And then I think then you got the paid propaganda people who are outside of that country in the UK, US, and everyone else that supports that. And I think they link. They're as evil as inhumane, because you can't justify the killing of innocent people, and they try to do it, right? And I think they're just paid propagandists, but I think they fall into that inhumane thing. Then I think you got plain racist people. They exist too. They do. On both sides, you got racist, but you got racist people. They exist, and they feed off the media as well. They just feed off the media. The media tells them what they do. They just feeds their racism. So they're like, yeah, kill them all, right? They think that for no reason on October 7th, because they all believe it all started. This narrative now is all started October 7th. A lot of people know that's not the case, right? And that's being exposed as well, again, thanks to social media, right? The history is coming out. So you got those people, and they fall under like the racist, the inhumane people, right? The propagandists, like the Ben Shapiro's, for example. Some other people I heard on Rogan's podcast, and other people, that all the debates you see on Piers Morgan, anyone who defends the action. And also, it could go on the other side. I have to say, like, if you defend even the actions that Hamas did, killing innocent people, like, again, if you defend that, if you support killing of innocent people, I think you fall it as well as inhumane, right? That's my opinion. Then I think you have those people like Kid Rock, for example, because I listened to what he was saying, and I was trying to think, man, because I'm a fan of Kid Rock. I don't say I listen to all his music, but some of his tunes from back in the days and whatnot. And I was trying to think, I was like, you know what? I don't think he wants. He said what he said, and he sounded very barbaric and just like, man, you're disgusted. the truth is, he's just listening to he's Kid Rock, bro. Like, you
Mm.
know, the life he's living. He's just listening to mainstream media, the Fox News, the New York Times, and that's it. So he believes in his head that for no reason, these group of people wanted to, and attacked the other group of people, and that's it, because they don't like him. Kid Rock's never going to do any research. He's never going to look into it. That's not his nature. That's not his. So again, the propaganda media is what influenced someone like Kid Rock. So I feel like for someone like that, I'm like, you know what, I don't. I don't obviously I don't agree with you, but I feel bad because you're never going to be educated. Now, he was on Rogan podcast. Now, Rogan did explain two of the things about that's you know, that's against international law and all that sort of stuff about just bombing people or whatnot. But Kid Rock's perspective is like, those people hate us anyway. They hate us. That's what the media has been saying, that the Muslim world hates the Western world. They hate our freedoms, all this bullshit. Now, Rogan, I know he's trying to be on the middle because he's got a lot of Zionist friends and whatnot. And he's been speaking out and kind of debating a little bit. But I felt like that's an opportunity where you could have quickly educated Kid Rock. He did a little bit, but he could have said, no, wait, hold on. They don't hate us. Like, that has been the propaganda bullshit. Like, should have reminded him of what happened with Iraq and Afghanistan. It's all fake bullshit of weapons of mass destruction. Rogan has had people on Abby Martin and people that's spoken about the oppression that's going on, right?
Mm.
You know, so if Rogan kind of explained some of those things, like, hold on, listen, like what happened in 1948, 700,000 Palestinians were displaced from their home, the occupation they've gone through, the murder, what's happening. Well, if he explained it, goes, oh, look, it's not, they didn't just start. They don't just dislike them for no reason. There's a history there of oppression. So you got people like Kid Rock and whatnot who just gonna need to be educated, but unfortunately, they're not gonna listen to anything else before what they see on the mainstream media, right? And it's not like they don't have time, it's just not their interest, right? And then I think you got, like I say, you got the paid, you got the people who what do you call it? Are just in the middle and just gonna ignore the whole thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
So I mean that's the way I pull it, man. I'm trying to the way I see it, I section it into things, man. It's man, it's tough, but that's the way I see it, man. I don't want to. People are just uneducated, and I think the propaganda is the people who just listen to the mainstream media, the racists and whatnot. I think no, sorry, I think the people who are the paid propagandists and are just as bad as the evil regime. Simple, because if you can't justify it, man. Like they just say the same argument. They just say the same argument. Oh, collateral damage, and it's disgusting. You can't call killing kids collateral damage. Can't call that. What, 13,000 children? Like 13,000 children are collateral damage. That's a disgusting way of putting it. Like you can't tell me, and they keep throwing out the same numbers that the Zionist numbers that keep coming. It's literally the Zionist handbook, and it's literally the same thing. Oh, they if it's a genocide, they must be bad at genocide, because I'm like, this is disgusting when they throw these things out. But this is what I'm trying to say. You have to remember, like they fall into that evil propaganda. They fall into that whole thing. That's them. They are that. You know what I'm trying to
Mm.
say? One day, you know, inshallah, they're falling on the wrong side of history. Now they might say the same thing about us, obviously. But end of the day, humanity, when you're looking at humanity itself speaks for itself. When you're killing women and children, I don't know how you call that justification. I don't know how you call that collateral damage. I don't know how you say that's just the nature of war. One guy, I can't remember his name, but he was on Rogan's podcast or whatnot, and he was trying to say, oh, like, you know, Israel claims that they killed 13,000 soldiers and the rest were innocent. And he's trying to say, oh, in that region, it's kind of normal, that ratio. I'm like, you
Oh, I saw
disgusting.
that. I saw that.
You're trying to say over 50% is normal. Like, think about that mentality of what that idiot's talking about. Like, and I look at him and I'm like, you are a paid propagandist. Like, how could you even think that's normal and be like comfortably trying to educate Rogan and say that's correct? Like, you're either sick in the head, right? You're mentally ill, like, because these are mass murdering, these are children mass murderers, right?
Mm.
And women mass murderers. You're killing women and children. For you to think like that and think, oh, it's okay in that region, is disgusting. You're inhumane, and you're sitting there think like, I'm such an intellect. Oh, that's another group of people. Sorry, that maybe he falls into this as well, but the Jordan Petersons in the world or whatnot, who
Mm.
also fall into being paid propagandists as well. So they've been paid, but they lost their humanity as well. You're an intellect, so now you're disrespecting yourself. You have disrespected your intellect, your education, your ability to be an intellect and at the level that you are. You've ignored all of that to ignore the historical facts. Because if you did that, then you would understand actually there's an oppression going on here, right? There's an indigenous people that are being wiped off their land, right? But because they've ignored their education, like
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, I'm like, you've sold your soul as well. So there's that. I think this guy on Rogan's podcast, I can't remember his name, he falls into that as well because I believe he's some kind of intellect. I mean, everyone has a certain level of intellect, but he has a certain level. But I think he falls into that too. I'm like, you're disgusted. You haven't even researched probably none of the history, or like I say, you are ignoring your education and your intellectual abilities, and you're just being paid off. So you're soulless. These people are disgusting, bro. Seriously, I get really, when I look at them, sometimes it's hard for me, and I'm sometimes like, Rogan, please come on. Like, and I know Rogan's talking a little bit, but I feel like I'm like, Rogan, man. I know you've had conversations with Abiy Martin. You just got to say, well, what about the oppression? That's why these people are fighting back. It's not just because they hate that group of people. There's a lot more to it than that. And I'm hoping, I wish Rogan would, like, I pick on him as an example because he's my guy and I still listen to his thing. And I know he's tried to speak out for humanity, but I think he's in the middle and he doesn't want to upset his Zionist friends. And he's trying, but come on, man, you've had Abiy Martin, or get those people back on so you're getting the other perspective, because you're not just hearing these idiots saying, oh, they just hate them. And this is a nation, this is how war happens, and this is what happens in war. And we had to do it in World War II. I hate that stuff when you look at the history of war. Hey, after World War II, that's when these international laws happened. So shouldn't we be better? No, you have to look about what we did in World War II. Also, okay. So when we set up all these international laws, but when we do it, when the Western world does it, when Israel does and breaks international law, it's okay to break those. It's meant to be. We're supposed to do it. But any other country does it, like Russia, for example. Oh, international law. You're going against international law. It's like, again, the blatant hypocrisy is disgusting, and the justification of murder. And listen, we wouldn't sit here and never justify the what happened October 7th, because that's disgusting against the innocent people. But like, listen, man, sorry, I wanted to kind of put that thought out there because it's been running through my head. Like, there are fractions of people have lost their soul and lost their disrespecting themselves from their intellectual perspective. But then you do have, like I say, like a Kid Rock, and I'm trying to give him some sort of like a justification, in the sense that someone like a Kid Rock, for example, I'm just using him as an example, will never research on the history. He's never going to look at the other side, because he's going to listen to the mainstream media, and this is where the mainstream media are. Again, they've lost their soul too. They fall into that paid propaganda, lost their soul too, because they're complicit to this genocide. So yeah, and listen, we're not. I know people are just throwing out this genocide word like they think it's like a word to put. No, it's in court, man. You got South Africa who's taken Israel to court. You got Nicaragua, hopefully I said the country right. You know what, guys? You know I can't speak or whatnot. They just took Germany to court to be complicit because they're selling arms to Israel and complicit to this genocide. You think it's just us regular people saying this word? No, like, you got these high-end government countries. These countries, man, are speaking out and taking these countries to court. So there's a case there. You know what I'm trying to say? And whether that case will find out results, I don't know why it takes years. It's crazy, but you know, the word's not just being thrown out there, man. When countries are taking other countries to court, then you know it's some serious shit going on here. You know what I'm trying to say? And good,
No,
you
of
know
course.
what? On that, good that Nicaragua, like, power to them. And I'm sorry for saying the country very wrong. You know, I'm dyslexic. I can't say shit. Germany's probably sitting there thinking, and it's a shame that they keep being on the wrong side of history, but they're sitting there thinking, yeah, we're cool. We're cool. And then all of a sudden, you're going to court. It's like, wait, what are we, like? Good for you, like, shame. Even if nothing happens, shame. It's this, and it's a statement that the global South is not going to sit there, and they're gonna not going to sit there and just let things happen. They're standing up. They're taking you to court by the international law that the world apparently put together. They're going to go by that. No one from the global South is going to declare war, right? Because they're way more peaceful than the so-called civilized people. Look what happened in Iran. The Iranian guy spoke out. Now, again, it's dangerous. It's scary. But I heard on Breaking Points that he made a proposition. Said, listen, you bombed our people, like, killed some of our people, right, in Syria. Technically, it's their land because it was the embassy and whatnot. He said, like, listen, we will not attack directly back and do any retaliation if you call us a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. Like, think about that, man. Like, I know there's different strategies and all this. So I'm not an expert, but I listened to that on Breaking Points, and I was like, Iran is supposed to be the enemy, and I'm not saying that they're perfect.
Because that's
I'm
what
not
they were
defending
pushing,
anyone.
bro. They were
But
pushing.
exactly, they're pushing that. But think about it. He's saying, call a ceasefire, we won't do nothing. How peaceful is that perspective? Remember, I'm no expert on Iran or none of that stuff. Let's forget all of that. How peaceful is that? You just killed one of our people. You just attacked us because you're trying to get us into this war. We don't want a war with the US because Israel's trying to get the US involved, right? That's what they want. They want US to because the moment if Iran strikes, what they will do is the mainstream media will be like, oh, Iran strikes, US is going to get involved. They hate us for our freedoms, all this stuff. And they won't even talk about how Israel just bombed bombed them or whatnot, right? But how peaceful is that to be like, we won't strike and retaliate if you just put a ceasefire on Gaza, right? Just look at that perspective. Now, I know there's people out there who are way more politically intellectual about this, and they probably say a whole sort of stuff about Iran and their regime and blah. Okay, cool. I'm putting that side aside because I'm not educated in that. But if you just look at that perspective, how peaceful are these people compared to Israel, who just bombed 4 or 5 different countries, destroyed Gaza, destroyed everything, blow up buildings and mosques and education and bakery, whatever it is. Like, think about who's peaceful here. Like, I'm seriously, like, look at Russia. There was a comparison between what Israel's done to Gaza in 6 months and what Russia's done to Ukraine in 2 years. Like, Russia hasn't randomly just blown up random buildings for the sake of it. Like, so you have to remember, man, like, who is peaceful and who is not. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, no,
Like,
of course,
I
because
have to throw that all out there.
it's all what's the word now? Like they're poking. You know when you annoy somebody and you just poke, and you poke different parts to see who you get annoyed with. I heard something about Japan joining in to defend Israel as well.
Japan.
Yeah,
What did you
something like
hear?
that. Hold on. So
Oh
it's
wait,
Japan.
I hope not, man. Shit.
Oh,
So, I mean,
hold on, hold on, hold
that's
on.
be disappointing. That'll be
Hold on. Japan join US
I mean,
defending.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised because they are,
Yeah, US and
technically
Japan
under.
announced their Air Force defense strategy. US and Japan announced a military agreement aimed. Yeah, there you go, bro. It's happening.
Does it ain't? What do they? What is this? What are they doing? Like, you like joining
You'll back
forces
them
or
up if
what?
they. Yeah. They'll defend Israel if anything happens.
See, I mean, if that's the case, that's very disappointing. That's very. I swear, does Japan even have an army anymore? I swear they gave up their army. I'm sure they got to anyway. But
They got
I mean,
something.
look,
It's something to do with it, but it goes. What's it?
but I won't. I'm not
Biden and
surprised
Japan
because
leader Kishida announced strong defense ties in its state visit. China, nuclear fusion, space, blah blah blah.
it might be about Taiwan. That might be about Taiwan, like, because I don't know. It
Defending
might
and
be about
just
China.
no, it was. They said it in the title, man. They said it was defending Israel.
Oh,
Anyway, listen. All
I
I'm
don't know,
saying is,
guys. Yeah, look into it. Yeah, I mean, but that's disappointing. Like, but yeah, that'll be disappointing. Like, but there's some of them countries are under the US thumb. Really,
no, I know.
I mean,
We'll drop another nuke on you, innit?
again, look who's the peaceful ones. Look who's the ones who's trying to avoid the war. Look who's trying to. And again, there's so much politics and whatnot. I know people can smash this what we our narrative with the whole regime thing, but I'm just like, all right, well, look at these little fractions of peace. Um, otherwise Iran, what I mean, if they wanted to, they could be like, all right, we're gonna retaliate. And the guys made threats, and that's scary as well. But
Mm,
I don't know, man. Listen, it's tough because I'm not like, how do I put it, man? People say, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're against." Nah, I'm not against that. Like we don't want the regular people don't want war. And
mm.
when you got countries that are just bombing other countries indiscriminately, and those other countries are like, "Oh, we're not going to retaliate. We don't want to retaliate," but then they keep bombing them into a war. Who's the bad guys? Who is
Exactly.
seriously? Who is the bad guys?
No, exactly, bro. All right, guys, listen. We've
It's tough, man. It's tough, man. I
it's
say some
very
shit
hard.
here. Sometimes I think about not saying it just because of, like I say, my work and all that. I'm not like this is gonna go viral, none of that shit. I'm not expecting that to be. Um, But you know, where I work, opportunities, like I said, we've already lost, considering the
Mm.
opportunities that we get and how hard we try to get them. It's hard. It's hard not to. It's hard not to just say anything. I mean, people might be, this is the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Why are you talking about this shit? Again, guys, we should have said it from the beginning. Could have skipped all of this. But how could you not? How could you not have a little platform and express it? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like
exactly,
it's
exactly. I think it's
yeah,
the
maybe in the
important part, but
beginning,
yeah,
I don't know,
people
like
know
you
anyway.
put
People
like
know if you get
I know,
bored, move to the other side, and then you could get the
yeah,
pop culture stuff. And everybody knows the people that do listen, the people that do come on, are the people that are returning, and either they do like listening to our thoughts regarding real world issues, or and how we are doing and how our mental health is. Then I don't think we have people that come to the podcast who just listen to what we say. And you know what? Shout out to the guys in Lebanon and Egypt.
was it Egypt?
Yeah, bro. You
How
guys are
crazy is
smashing
that?
it.
Even though we're censored,
We're in the top 300s of podcasts, bro, in the Middle East, which is amazing. Lebanon, that shocked the hell out of me. When like
yeah.
in the
Except Habib, fucking trolling me all the time. Al Habib, the one in the on the always trolling me on freaking WhatsApp or
YouTube.
whatnot. That's not trolling me, bro. On YouTube, yeah, stop trolling me, man. Let me react how I'm gonna react, man. This is how I react. Like I keep saying to him, I'm gonna if it doesn't make me react, I'm not gonna react. But yeah, shout out to Lebanon and and in the Middle East. Can't believe we're in the top, because if you think about it, man, I swear there's millions of podcasts in
At
any
2.8
country.
million podcasts. Yeah.
In that
So
region or in the world? It's got to be in the region,
no,
right?
I think it's in yeah. What in no, I think in like it's massive, bro. Anyway, it's like 2.8 billion podcasts or something, bro. And that is billion, but it's in the millions, bro.
Yeah, there could be a billion, but I'm pretty sure there's a billion.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. There could be a billion podcasts now. I didn't even think about that.
There's probably a billion YouTube channels or whatnot, and
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Instagram. I know there's over a billion Instagram channels and all that sort of stuff, right? Technically, that's all certain content out there. I mean, yeah, now shout outs to them, man. Shout outs to them, and yeah, and if people are listening, and hopefully, you know, they enjoy it, all of what we got to say, man. Hopefully.
Inshallah, bro. Inshallah, man. Listen again,
At least we say it.
guys.
So anyway, at least you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm putting his name out there. That Khalid, DJ Khalid, is like I say, he is the most useless Palestinian on this planet. I don't give a shit. That idiot's got so much. To this day, he hasn't said nothing. And not even
But that's what he said
forget
the
me
word to
pulling out.
this day.
Yeah, exactly. He's a loser, man. Bare people are calling him out. Not even me. I'm talking about other rappers and all this sort of stuff. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
fool
bro.
keeps shouting out about being Jamaican and whatnot. He's having people carrying him because he's got new Jordans and whatnot. You fucking use. See, I'm trying not to swear. Notice I haven't sworn until now, but that idiot made me swear. He is a useless. He falls into that. He falls into that. In my perspective, that evil thing, and he is a Palestinian. He is useless and I hope he gets boycotted. I don't wish this on. You know what? Actually, I do, because he falls into that. I hope he gets boycotted. Nobody listen to his music no more. And
I don't
f
think they
him,
do
man.
though.
Like,
I don't think they do.
yeah,
He's
I think he's still got like millions of followers on Instagram. He should get unfollowed. He should be boycotted. He's the most useless Palestinian on this planet. If he ever tries to shout out Palestinian again, one of those Palestinian brothers should just slap him. Say, get out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here with your. I don't know. I have more, not hatred. I think he's just useless. He's the most useless Palestinian on the planet. Put it that way.
he won't, bro, because he'll lose everything he's got, and then that's the problem. Once you associate yourself with what his industry, Kanye West speaks about it. He's done, bro. He's done, son. He's done.
That's
He's
disgusting. That's
taking money.
disgusting. You got other people like, you know, the sisters, the Hadid sister, Bella Hadid
Mm.
and whatnot. They just opened up Palestinian video productions called Watermelon Studios or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm following them.
Yeah, and shout
Really
out to
cool,
them,
bro.
man. Yeah, and
Yeah,
like there's some Palestinian brothers, I think in Sweden or Switzerland, who made up their own Coca-Cola. I'm like, you know what? I want to support these businesses. I don't
yeah,
give a
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I want to support. I don't know. Hopefully they get out there, man. If I see a Palestinian cola somewhere, I'm buying that. I'm gonna support. I don't care. I'm supporting that. Like, nah, man. To have that kind of platform and be Palestinian and not say nothing, you're useless, man. You're a useless dude. Live your life. Lose everything. Okay, cool. Keep your money and whatever. Live your life knowing that you are useless. You are You're a disgrace, man. You're worse than the Zionists, man. I swear to you,
No, you
you
know
are
what he is, but
worse.
he is coward.
Straight coward, bro.
He is
Straight
coward,
coward,
bro.
man.
He's
I
coward.
don't give
Listen,
a shit.
he's useless. I think that Jamaican guy.
I
You
would
saw
love
that
to
video.
slap him. Listen, I don't want no violence. I would never. I would like to slap his fat. Like, sorry, I shouldn't fat shame. But I'd love to slap his face and watch it jiggle and like. Yeah, man. I'd love to give him a Palestinian slap, and I'm not even
Mm.
Palestinian, but just dish and watch his
You
stupid.
know what? Somebody said that to me. You're not Palestinian, and you're a Westerner. Why are you getting involved for? That really annoys me. And I was like, you know what? I could slap you right now, but I'm not. I'm not in it for the violence. I've never been in it for the violence. It's always been. It's about that caring about humans and caring about others. We're not taught that in the Western civilization. We're taught let's dog eat dog, do the work, make somebody else's dream come true, and and you suffer and try to just get through everyday life. That's how it's been taught. And I feel like even with me having a platform, and bro, and not many people engage anyway. I think the problem is people care about, and I think I've fallen out of that was because originally I used to care about what I was putting out there. But then I realized, hey, I ain't influencing nobody, bro. I can say whatever the fuck I want, man. I'm gonna say it how I feel, how I've grown, and what I've become as a man as well. That this is not right, you know. So I'm gonna use my platform to help others if I can. If I can help people donate money, if I can help people help somebody else. And I think that's where we go wrong. You know, we forget to help one another. And you said that at the beginning of the podcast was helping one another. But yeah, guys,
That's it,
go
man.
to
Yeah,
our profile. All the donation links are in there, guys. Help the people of Palestine, and let's try and make this a better world for all of us, man. And we only speak the truth on there, man. I really want more conversations about stuff like that. So hit us up, tell us your thoughts, and let's go from there, man. All right, bro.
let's get into the geek out news. We'll put this in the
Yes.
description so we can at least people can get straight to this. But listen, man, this is we're going to talk about X-Men 97 episode 5. Spoiler alerts if you guys haven't seen it. I'm sure you've seen it by now. Bro, I am sad right now. I can't
Mm.
even be excited because I can't listen, man. Oh my God. I was watching this excited. Again, we'll talk about the creativity. We'll talk about the advancement of the animation, the geek outness. Man, they killed off Gambit. And I'm here upset.
Spoilers, guys.
And
Spoilers. Spoilers.
I
Spoilers.
couldn't
Yeah.
even get excited about his epic moment because it is
Oof.
an epic moment. It is one of those I am Iron Man moments. But I feel like I'm freaking this cartoon's gonna make me cry.
It has.
Like you
It
killed off
has.
Gambit. And I can't believe what just happened. I'm gonna put my reaction video up, and if you see my reaction, I'm not even freaking out of how amazing that whole scene was. I'm like, no, 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 don't do this to me. I can't believe what I just saw. I'm getting goosebumps again. This damn cartoon is getting me. I don't know how they're doing it, bro. Bro, I'm sad right now, man. I can't believe what I just witnessed. And I'm like, I don't need an X-Men movie no more. By the way, I'm just gonna
You
find
know
I
what?
don't need I don't need a mutant movie no more or anything under that shit.
Just
Like the
continue
MCU,
this.
continue this,
Write
bro,
this.
because
Write this better.
this is absolutely how did I don't know how you know I have to say this, man. They picked up from where they left off, and I have to say it's only got better. Like the
Mm.
storytelling, the character building, the emotions they put in behind these characters now. Like I said, the animation advancement, the choreographing advancement, um, the deepness of the story, the real world issues that they talk about. These people, this is a whole nother level of animation and cartoon that I you know, I've only seen maybe some like stuff like this in anime, Japanese anime, to be honest, but
Mm.
not in. I know DC does a great job with the animation because their animations are amazing, and I think they always set the tone, um, and were always ahead of Marvel. Not to compare again, I'm sorry to compare, guys, but I'm just saying, man, I think this is the best comic book animation that I'm throwing out that I think that so far that I think is the best. I don't know. I think this is the best comic book animation out there, man, because this is really, really good. I know the What If series was epic, the DC Studio stuff epic, the animation. How is this cartoon gonna make me cry, bro? Over Gambit. This is taking me to another level, and I don't even know if Magneto's alive, and that was emotional too. But what happened to Gambit? I, bro,
Bro, listen, it's good writing, bro. Good writing. And how you fit all of that in like a 30-minute episode? Yeah. Give us great action scenes. The action scenes in this was insanely good, bro. You know, the way they show you know, like when we first saw Cap and Iron Man team up in Avengers and they shoot off each other, like X-Men have elevated that more in animation. Like, as you said, I don't want an X-Men movie no more. I don't need one because this is fulfilled stuff I see on a double page spread in an X-Men comic book, you know? And what Gambit did there, bro, like, you know, even the final line he says, it's Gambit, mon ami. And it was like, oh my God.
Remember the name.
I felt it.
Oh,
I had a lump in my throat. Because the previous episode, uh, which was a good episode, Jubilee one, which is, you know, you find out more about Jubilee, but even the previous one with uh uh, what's her name, man?
Jean
Gina
Grey.
Scott,
Oh,
and find out about the clone, and then you know the disease that Nathan has, and Scott having to accept the fact he's gonna have to let his son go. He walked away, and I felt emotional for the baby, bro. What Sinister was doing to the baby, and I was like, oh, man, this is too much, man. What's happening? But they keep elevating these episodes and and it feels like a comic book, bro. It feels like
I
because a comic book should take 30 minutes to read. If you're reading a 24-page comic book, double spread action, and yeah, they absolutely smashed it, bro. They brought a lot into it, a lot of real world issues as well. You know, we're talking about Palestine, bro. Genosha is based on that, bro. See the way
bro,
they got attacked? Oof.
bro, when Magneto said, I can't remember exactly, but he said something about the report or whatever said to him, like, a nation doesn't normally, a decent nation doesn't normally elect a terrorist as their leader. And he goes, but yet there are so many nations run by terrorists. Bro, that line is deep. And you could say that for, oh, he's just referring, the writers are just referring to the Middle East because apparently, whatever. But that's the world,
Mm.
right? That's the world, right? You know, I'm trying to say that was a
I think I
deep.
think the writers did mean that.
I
What?
don't know, bro, because yeah, you never know. But Disney's under Disney is,
Hmm.
so. But that was a deep line. However you take it, man, such a deep line. But listen, man, the way he can touch Rogue, I love that little backstory because I wasn't familiar with that little backstory, whether it's from a comic book or not, like that relationship or whatnot, and his electromagnetic field can
Hmm.
protect him from her absorbing his powers and whatnot. That, bro, that was deep, man. Yeah, man, they that build between them, Rogue just going mad, like, bro, they really putting out the emotions through these
Hmm.
characters, man, through cartoon animation, facial features, and power levels and sound. But it's amazing, man. Cartoons making me feel emotional. It's crazy.
Listen, bro, it's so
Um,
good. Even have you noticed, like a lot of the animation is based on their eyes as well. If you look at their eyes when Magneto talks, you know, they've set the scene really well with this man. They came back strong, and it's interesting. Just to go a little bit off topic, that the fact that sorry guys, give me a second. I feel like Disney have got this really good thing with causing controversy before something kicks off. Now, we originally found out the original writer or producer had a OnlyFans account or something. Disney said good night. And then, bro, that created buzz for people like, excuse me, let's go check this out. You know what I mean? I feel like Disney are good with propaganda themselves, bro.
oh, they're
Uh,
marketing geniuses, man. Come on, marketing geniuses. Be it is
they
propaganda or what, but they marketing geniuses.
They did that well, bro. I just feel like it elevated the show and the anticipation of people jumping on the bandwagon and checking this out one time because I was cracking up,
But I,
bro. Listen, I think it's
but I
really
think
good.
in no, just to kind of say something on
Mm,
that. Listen, you're gonna get all of us from 1997. We're all in anyway.
mm.
Um, I think they might, they're gonna get like new audiences and whatnot. But I don't know if the new audience can relate unless they go back and watch all the others because this is more sentimental to us because we watched this as a kid. So it's like our childhood cartoons come exactly back. It's not different. It's not a remake. It's not a a human adaptation. It's exactly the same thing, right? But obviously
Hmm.
they've changed it enough to pull on the heart. They've changed it enough to adapt it to like this day and age of storytelling, of animation, um, and to pull on our heartstrings. Like, how could I
Hmm.
be a 40-year-old man crying over Gambit, who's a fictional character? It's an animation. Why am I just about to cry on that? I'm not gonna lie, I almost felt a little bit like Endgames, right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with Iron Man, I almost felt a little bit like that. I'm like, what? Why is this? Why are you doing this to me right now? Why did you have to take? I don't, bro. I'm not ready to let Gambit go right now. I swear
No,
to you, bro.
same here, bro. Same here. That was so
Already
emotional.
episode 5.
He already had his heart broken, bro. You know what I mean? Oh, it's
Oh
such
no.
a it's such a good show. Um, I suppose the nostalgia of it gets us, but the writing is really good and it's connected really well. And they've brought elements from the comic book as well. They're using the mythology, bro, which is a key important thing. They maybe not have used it 100%, but they're using it. And I think that's the key thing that they lost in some of the movies that came out, you know, previously. That they're using certain parts of it, but they're not giving it that, oh my God, I remember that in the comic books. I remember that in the comic book show. You know, things like that, that they did some bits in the original phase one, phase two, phase three, they gave it to us all in Endgame, and they feel like they forgot it after. Uh, but yeah, listen, bro, Moist, absolutely Moist. That was a great episode. So good, and
Today
very
you were the
emotional.
second person to message me, and I was like, "What happened?" That's why I recorded my reaction.
Hmm.
It's making me record my reaction like I'm watching the UFC or something. Right? It's the only time I record my reaction or watch a trailer, for example. But
Yeah.
you're the second person. I was like, I need to record my reaction because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm so happy I didn't come across any spoilers. Thank God.
Hmm.
That would have killed me, bro. Um, yeah, what a great episode. What a great show.
X-Men, Genosha, bro. Opening scene.
X-Men Genosha. I mean, bro, that opening scene felt like the first time we saw Wakanda. We were introduced to Wakanda. That was an amazing opening scene to Genosha.
Yeah, definitely was. I think this episode had it all, man. I mean, we forgot to talk about the return of Nightcrawler, and you know the way you know they just showed a really nice what you know world where the mutants are just accepted that they can be who they are, and there's no outside issues. They've got their own little, they've got their own, they have a land that is theirs, and they can call home, which was really nice. You know,
Yeah, and just seeing the children play and laugh and people giggling and the shops and selling and all this stuff. Even the statue of Professor X and Magneto just felt there was something about it, like just the two visionaries who made this finally happen.
yeah.
Um, the paradise that they created for their people, this whole thing about their that race or the mutant kind just being discriminated against, and they finally have their own land and they can live in peace, which led up to the events at the end, right, which was heartbreaking. um
No, definitely.
and
Uh,
Nightcrawler, having Nightcrawler back was amazing. And even the animation between his teleportation was
Even the
amazing, bro.
sound effects,
It was
they had
just,
the sound effects was really good, and I'm like, they've upped the animation level on this. Now, I know I said briefly before, you know, we don't need no X-Men movie. As much as I love watching it, I'll watch it. But I think this sets the standard of what they can do and how they can, like, animation just can express those things much better. Like, you know, you see some of the things, the action scenes, you look back at Jim Lee's artwork or somebody else's Andy Kubert artwork in the comic books, and you're like, that's sick, man. Because now they've been more, it's more expressive, isn't it? You know, if you look at the cartoons before, yes, they didn't have that dynamic this has. This, I feel like they've upped the ante on this really well, bro. And like, I haven't stopped thinking about it, bro. You know,
same
everybody's
here.
putting around images of Gambit and, you know, the I am, you know, the I am Iron Man. You know, that lyric he said, you know, you know, I'm Gambit, mon ami. I was like, bloody hell,
Yeah,
that's gonna be stuck with me
the name's
for a
Gambit,
long
mon
time.
ami. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's immediately what I felt. And in regards to the X-Men movies, but listen, but I will take them all day. We're gonna get Deadpool 3 later on, so I'm taking all day. But man, you've set such a standard with these cartoons, let alone what we're already expecting. But you set such a standard, it has to be on the same level of deepness, emotional storytelling. But yes, you know, I haven't stopped thinking about it either, man. I mean, Gambit, you gave me an endgame moment with only 5 episodes in. Yes, I know the cartoons from when I was a childhood, so that already was in me.
Yeah.
But with
That
five
pain was already
episodes
there.
in, yeah, and with Gambit, who, you know, he's always there. I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to downplay his character. Gambit's always been there. You always love Gambit. He's the coolest dude
Yeah.
in the X-Men, right? And I'm finished. I'm finished. Like I told you, I could when I was watching that. This is what they done to me. I don't know if Magneto was dead, so I was like,
We don't know.
oh
Yeah, exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, wait, like, and Gambit was doing some awesome. I love his lyric where he's like, "I call your bluff" or something like that, and he went in there, and inside I was excited, but I was like, "This, wait, is Magneto dead?" So my reaction is just like, and then when Gambit got stabbed, I was like, "No,"
Yeah.
and I couldn't. And when he said the name's Gambit, mon ami, like I got goosebumps and everything, but I couldn't react because I'm like, I know what's happening because you see him charge, and I was like, no, don't do it. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's amazing. And you talked about the return of thing, you know, Cable. We just touched on him, but I mean, how awesome was him? He and also that I don't think we ever got this in the cartoons, previous one. The relationship between him and his mother and father. Like, because we knew their father and son and the family or whatnot, but it wasn't there because Cable was older than them or whatnot. He's already a man. I don't know if it was expressed, but this one you expressed it. And he was like, "I'm sorry, mother." Like it's like he had
I think
limited
they did,
time.
but they didn't. I don't know. I feel like each episode has had a really good deep meaning to it, and a really good nostalgia kick, introduction for new fans, and just hit home. You know, like even the
Mm.
episode with Jubilee was a really good episode. We got uh what's his name, man? What's the is it Mojo? Not Mojo. Mojo?
Mojo, yeah, the big
Yeah,
the
Mojo. Yeah. So you had that involved, and he was crucial to some of the things that happened in the Savage world back in the original series as well. So it's interesting how they brought that back, and Jubilee's character growing as well.
yeah. Maybe you know, the audio maybe the new generation okay, when we were kids back then, maybe at that age and at that time, that's how they thought, or maybe that's like there was the best way to tell these stories, right? These
mm,
X-Men cartoons, they're still cartoons, they're kids, you know, tone it down. But that's that generation, then that's that time frame. Then things have changed so much. Like kids are way more technologically advanced, kids are way more maybe in touch with their emotions more, like you know,
yeah,
parents
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it more and maybe nowadays the storytelling and whatnot is like, oh, we can evolve it a bit more towards kids. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I don't feel like this is a kid's cartoon
No,
because you know what I mean. But maybe it's like no, the audience, the kids these days can take this. I don't know, but that shit's too emotional for me, bro. I don't know how a kid's gonna feel. I'd love to see Idris get emotional, watching it and whatnot.
yeah.
I don't know, or maybe they are catering for us 40-year-olds who watched this cartoon back then, and they're like, no, this is catered towards that audience, so they're gonna get this story. They're gonna get this emotional character building and deaths and all that sort of stuff. Because I can't remember any deaths in the original cartoon except some of the bad guys. Well,
No, yeah.
Sinister never died or whatnot, but I can't remember any deaths. And already Charles Xavier is dead. Um, we don't even know about Magneto, right? Bare mutants got killed in this one. And then Gambit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hot, touching episode, bro. I'm gonna watch it again later. I'm gonna cook some food now for the family, but I will watch it later. But one thing that happened this week as well, roll into, is they released a trailer for Joker Folie works. Let me, you know what? Let me try.
I'm
Let
glad
me try.
I'm glad you attempted it and you didn't
You
get
know
me to
what?
try and
Usually I
attempt it.
don't. Folie a Dukes. You know what? I'm gonna wait for somebody else to try and pronounce this. Anyway, guys, it's been a long time since I pronounced that, and usually I don't even pronounce it. Gilman does that part.
I don't even know why I bother, bro. I embarrass myself every time. And even when we do the You Fight talk, I always tell K West, you pronounce it, bro, because I'm trying to do all these names. Oh, no, mega, meta, like, bro, why am I even trying? You do it, please. Everyone knows I can't read. But this
uh,
trailer, bro, I'm on vacation and I had to not just watch it, but I wanted to give a reaction. And that last scene of the trailer, this is how crazy it is. These days we get teasers to the trailers, then we get the trailer. But that last scene of the trailer, when she put the smile on the glass, and then he kind of, aligned himself to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But if you notice my reaction, I smile. It made me smile exactly when he smiled. It was like a perfect I don't know, the creative concept behind that. Like they knew the audience will smile and put on their happy face exactly timed when he would. Because if you look at my reaction, you look at it, we smiled at the exact same time. They made me smile at the exact same time.
I'm gonna
That
put
was
that up.
genius. That was
Genius.
genius, bro. Yeah. What
Listen,
do you
bro.
think of the trailer?
You listen. I've just uploaded my reaction now because I didn't get the chance to yesterday. I wasn't home. Uh, Listen, bro. I'll be honest from the beginning. I think like they shouldn't have made this movie. I I think the first one is so good, bro. It's one of those movies that stand alone by itself very well, bro. My guy won the Oscar for it. You know what I mean? So how do you continue this story, top the story, but without the Batman element to it? Now, a lot of people have been going crazy online. They're diving into a deeper mental health issue here and stuff like that. And I think that's what the first one did. With this one being a musical as well, it's interesting where they're going to take it. Like the soundtracks in it sounded really good, and I'm like, okay, I can see where they're going with this. Yep, and it's nice to. I was sold as soon as I saw that last bit as well, where I was like, okay, this movie is going to be. I think Todd Phillips is going to be smart with the way he does this movie, and the disconnect from Batman, but not totally. Like it will have Batman elements to it. It will have the stuff in Gotham City that we all love, but it will talk about. I think the way it looks is they're both in that asylum, and it's all in their head because that's what the last one did to us.
Mm,
You know, all of it could have been all in his head. So
yeah.
I suppose it's different to seeing what we're gonna get from it, but the colors, the suits. Like I put up this image yesterday when he's in the white suit. It reminded me of the Dark Knight Frank Miller comic book when the Joker was in that white suit, and I was like, they're pulling. The first Joker was a risk, bro. Honestly, the first Joker was a risk,
But remember how
but
much we spoke of because oh,
yeah,
sorry, my
goddamn,
spit coming in my mouth. But we spoke about this a lot because there was a lot of pressure, and not that
yeah.
there had to be, but there was because of Heath Ledger's Joker and that Dark Knight, which was so good. How do you do? How do you top that performance? First of all,
Mm.
it's just tough. Like you don't want to compare, but it's hard not to. But I think, bro, that I think that this I don't know. In my opinion, this standalone and changing things like already Harley Quinn's already she's not supposed to be a psychiatrist and all that stuff, taking it not much Batman element like as an Elseworld story. This
Yeah, yeah,
bro, I
yeah.
think they're doing it. Yeah, it's so good. Like you could just put this in an Elseworld multiverse story. In this multiverse, the Joker's on this different path, like mental health and all this sort of stuff. Yes, he caused chaos in the first one, but not mass chaos. He just caused some chaos. I mean, I don't know, but if you just had no Batman or nothing in this, like I honestly, I think they've done so well, and I'm so looking forward to see what they do more. And with Joaquin Phoenix being fantastic,
Mm.
I'm cool if Batman doesn't even ever show up. Like I don't need
No,
it
he
to even
doesn't
come
need
with
to.
any
He
Batmans.
doesn't need to. He was a little boy, so it's going to be interesting where they head with this. It's a movie in itself, as you said, Elseworld stories, just like how the other Batman movie, what's it called?
The Batman,
The Batman with who's the main actor?
you spoke
Vengeance.
about that last time. You spoke about that
Whatever.
last time. Pattinson, Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson, yeah, Robert Pattinson. Uh, keep it Elseworld story as they are. I think with DC Studios now is they will have their mainstream what everything connects, but they will do Elseworld stories, which are these side projects, which is cool.
I
I'm
hope
happy
they
for them
carry
to
on
do
doing
that.
them.
No, definitely, definitely. the other thing in Marvel news, sorry, coming off the trailer, there was some Marvel news that came out where they were gonna do, what was it, man? Special presentation of a show.
Oh, okay. But Silver Surfer?
Yes, that's right. That'd be interesting if they do it, because I know there was, they've put casts in, and there's been some controversy on it and people are moaning and the rest of it. But if you read the comic books, he's talking
Who's the
about his loved
cast?
one. Uh, but I think there was like a special. They're thinking of doing a special presentation like they did Wolf, Werewolf by Midnight.
Yeah, yeah, Midnight by yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So that was one thing as well. But yeah, listen, bro, Joker. Sorry, I went on a different tangent there.
I know
It
you
looked awesome.
completely went off.
Yeah, I know, that was so random. It just popped into my head. I need to write things down. But the Joker trailer looks sick. Lady Gaga looks awesome. The
Hey,
way
is
they
this
set the
is
trailer.
her first acting debut, right?
No, no,
Like
no, no.
for her?
She's been,
She's
she's
acted
been.
before?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
she
doing
must
films
have
before.
actually.
Yeah, yeah, she has.
Okay,
She has.
okay, okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's done
Interesting
quite a
choice
few.
still. Interesting choice still.
Yeah, definitely. I think she'll be great, bro. She was good in that film with Bradley Cooper, Rise of a Star. She's been in some other small roles as well. Uh, but yeah, let's see, bro. We'll go from there, man.
Coming out end of this year, so that's another great movie to look forward to, bro. Comic
No,
book
yeah, that's
movie
right.
wise. Like you got Deadpool, which we're looking forward to. And then I hope this X-Men animation leads us all the way to Deadpool at least, man. Because I think this is where Marvel's killing it this year. I feel like Marvel. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's
this has
making a
been,
comeback,
yeah,
but it's
not a
it's
comeback.
been fantastic
This
so
is
far.
this has been fantastic. This has been fantastic.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm in. I'm fully in.
No, exactly. Same here.
But yeah, and then we got Joker at the end of this year, which is going to be another awesome movie, and that's gonna be awesome as a comic book movie. So yeah, man, we got a lot of good stuff to look forward to this year. And
we
when I
got
say a
we got
lot, this is how good it is. This is how good this year is. There isn't a lot, but there's
mm,
so much good stuff to support. What when we say good stuff, hoping that there's good stuff coming out. It feels exciting again for once in a while.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Last
definitely.
year I have to say, or the last couple of years with the Marvel flops, and even with some of the DC flops. Or when I say flops, I still enjoyed them. But what I'm saying is, with those movies, yes, it was exciting, but you come out disappointed. This time, I'm just like, I'm like, there's not many coming out, and you're just like, I can't wait now. You got me going again. So
Yeah.
that's the feeling you want from the audience, I believe.
No, of course, bro. Of course, definitely, without a doubt. Uh, it's always good hype when something comes along and you're like, yeah, I'm on this. So definitely, I am as well. So, but yeah, look, we'll look forward to it. There's loads coming. We just got some bad news, man. Found out.
What
So
happened?
not bad news. Sorry. So yeah, it is bad news. So Park Row in London is closed down.
Oh, that's the DC thing they used to go to, the
Mm,
Batman team.
mm.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, two
Why
and
is
a half
that?
years.
Business? Rent?
I'm not sure where the people guys are talking in the group right now, and it's like, oh man, I did want to go to it like recently because they opened up the Iceberg Lounge, which they have like they had a sushi chef from Japan there, and he was doing like, oh man, I would have loved to try that. That would have
I've
been
never even
amazing.
been there. Actually, I wish I went. I didn't even go.
Yeah, these things, businesses, man, come and go, man, come and go. But yeah, that just happened, and then what else, man? The news came up, man. The guy from Naked Gun, the guy on the biggest trial of his life, and the guy that played NFL when he was younger, OJ Simpson, just passed away, 75 years old.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. Rest in peace, OJ, man. I mean, listen, will the jokes carry on? Well, you know what? I don't even want to go there, but people are still
Mm.
going to make their jokes. Is he going to, like, are they going to bring back his case? Are they going to finally say, all right, guys, he did it? Or what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That was messed up. But any rest in peace. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's
sure
what I'm saying. Rest
better
in
stuff are
peace.
going to come out. Rest in peace
Uh,
to OJ.
I do gotta bring something up though, bro. You heard about all? So I think I spoke about it last week, but all this Diddy shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's been bare stuff, bro. Diddy's been
It's
getting
been
it.
quite it's been it's been funny, but you know me, cover up as always for something else that's happening, and yeah, I thought yeah, there's been some joke videos coming out recently, and I was like,
I
man,
know.
he's getting it, bro.
I don't know who Matt Millie is or whatever. I don't know who that is. After my time of hip hop, especially with Bad Boy and whatnot. But listen, man. I'm still a little bit surprised how that was undercover. So like I would have thought Biggie and Mace, well Mace became a priest, maybe that's why. And you know all them guys, like, but Mob Deep, they were all East Coast.
Yeah,
Who's the
yeah.
other guy? Like all I thought one of them would have been like from back then, like what the fuck? I'm gonna make a tune about this Diddy Diddler. The diddler, you know what I'm saying, bro?
The diddler. I saw that one. They've done that one already. They put the diddler. But then, have you
The
seen the
diddler,
one? I don't know if I shared it. It's one
bro.
where, you know, when you've got sleep paralysis, and it goes, imagine
Oh
Diddy
man.
comes in the room and there's a red light and it's like, din and you're like, oh, you can't move. And I compared it to Habib's dream when the devil comes in and steps on.
Oh my god, bro, that's terrible. The memes, bro, they Diddy's gonna get that, just tarnished him completely. I mean, bro, could you imagine if Puck was alive? He would have a game right now. Like this in the show.
Bro.
Maybe not, maybe he's immature. He would have been mature. I'm surprised, like, you know, the West Coast hasn't come out and started dissing him anyway, but I guess that's old news. They're not gonna bring that up. But oh my god, what a tarnish, man, on his career. I've been watching moving on, I got back into a show called Tokyo Vice. So I
Mhm.
spoke about this when I was in Singapore and I started watching it, right? I watched it on a source before and it had subtitles because it's based in Japan.
Mm.
But then episode 2 didn't have subtitles, so I couldn't carry on the show. And I remember this show, bro, episode 1 was so good. I got so into it that I was this close to sign up to HBO Max just to watch it, right? That's how good the show was, right? But I gave up on it. I didn't sign up and I was like, I left it. Now I've got a new source and every episode has subtitles and I got back into it. But there's rarely a show that makes me leave my phone, that goes on for nearly an
Mm.
hour and that makes me not touch my phone to check Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever, right? But this show does that to me. Like I'm so in that I don't even check my phone when this show's coming on, when I'm watching the show, basically. And it's awesome, bro. It's like it's this reporter from the US who joins um a Japanese publication, and he's kind of getting deep into the Yakuza world and trying to report on it. And you just see like loads of the things that the control, that stuff that he's going to get, like the publication is controlled by the police and what can go out. Certain members of the police, he's got to get in there with them and they're controlled and obviously corrupted and whatnot. But the certain even the non-corrupted ones, like the way he's got to get in with them to get the story and whatnot, getting himself involved in the Yakuza. And there's so many other things, bro. There's so many other things, but it's such a great show. Like it talks about all of that stuff and different
Mm.
characters' perspectives from reporters to other people who's come to Japan and doing their own thing. And then you got the Yakuza and then the police officers and just a whole different perspective on how they interact with each other. And their thoughts around it. It's really amazing, bro. It's hard to explain it without watching it, but it has me really engaged in this
That's
show. So really good show. I recommend it, man. Tokyo Vice.
Tokyo Vice, guys. You heard it. Check it out. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean the other show I've been watching, obviously, I've been keeping up with Shogun. I have to be honest with you,
Mm.
right? That one's been a bit hard to follow, and I
Mm.
do check my phone. Like, it hasn't got me so much fully engaged. It's a great show visually, and I think there's some historical elements that are accurate and all this sort of stuff. And the costume design, everything's amazing. But
Yeah.
one, I'm getting lost a little bit in it, and two,
Mm.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I think maybe because I'm lost.
Mm.
It hasn't really captured me that much to. I'm watching it to finish off, and I enjoy it enough to watch it, but I'm not like, you know,
Amazed by it.
as yeah, I'm not. There's something, and this is my opinion. It's my opinion. I'm just not as amazed as for this show as some of the others or Tokyo Vice or whatever. Maybe it's just my perspective on what I enjoy and what I don't. I guess I'm not saying it's crap though, because it's still enjoyable enough to watch, and there's some epic scenes in it and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not fully in. I'm not fully in.
All right, cool. Something I've been episode 2 and I haven't finished it off yet, bro. And same thing. I think at the beginning I was excited because of, you know, samurai culture and the rest of it, and then slowly episode 2 kind of slowly started to draw me away. I do want to finish it. I do want to watch it. It looks amazing, bro. But I feel like the story that they're trying to bring in with these Portuguese, Spanish, and that part of what happened in that rural area time, it's a bit disengaging. I feel like you don't need those, that's I don't know. I don't know. Something's
It's part of
disconnected
history.
about it.
As far as I
Mm,
understood, it's a part of history, right? So it's like I guess that's what they're trying to express through this story.
mm.
So it's like they have, I guess they have to pull it in, but there's something disconnected, and I don't know what it is. Again, maybe it's just our opinion and what. Listen, man, we're just two 40-year-old guys who about to cry over X-Men and animation. So maybe that explains it all, bro. So I
No,
don't
true,
know.
true. Bro.
And I got, obviously I've been on vacations. I haven't seen anything else. So I've just kind of kept up with X-Men and, like I said, Tokyo Vice. Me and the missus, we watch an episode every night out here since, we're not nighttime ravers or anything. So we get back
Mm.
early and we'll have a watch an episode of that. So that's it. I was only two things. I haven't seen anything else.
No, same here, bro. It's been busy time. Yeah, it's been a busy time at work, life in general. So I try and catch what I can, but X-Men is an easy 30-minute watch that I can pop to a side and watch, but I haven't, can't think of anything else.
X-Men's one of those shows, even if I was so busy, bro, I'll probably sacrifice 30 minutes of sleep somewhere to watch it. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a non-skippable. Even the intro, I have to say this, I didn't say this earlier. I don't think there's any other show or anything in the world that's ever had like that. You don't need a skip button for that intro because I'm in. I want to hear the tune. I want to see it. I've noticed that they add little things. Like I saw
Yeah, yeah,
Cable
yeah,
in
yeah,
this. I
yeah.
don't think
That's
I've seen
right.
Cable before, and obviously we didn't even speak about it. Cable was in the episode for a little bit, which was awesome.
Yes, he was.
Um,
Yes, he was.
but but bro, that's an intro you don't need a skip button to. I don't
No,
know who's
exactly.
skipping that intro, man. Like I don't know why you'll skip that, but I'm in. It's the best intro ever, and the tune is the best ever. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, all right. Well, let's move on to some MCU news,
Yeah.
and I just got a quick one here. So apparently, Jeffrey Wright will reportedly join the cast of Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four as a live action version of the Watcher. Have you heard about this? Is this fake news? Is this true? I hope it's true. I think I
Yeah.
saw it somewhere.
I hope it is too, bro. I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen it up a couple of places on that. If he does it, I'd be happy to see him, bro. Definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah, this definitely has a great voice for it in the What If. So that'd be awesome. And we saw. No, no, we did. Did we see the Watchers? Yes, we did in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Remember with Stan Lee? They were the Watchers, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah, they
So
were
we've
there.
already seen them. So
Yeah, bring him in,
uh,
innit?
they bring them in. Um,
Did you
all
see it
right.
in episode 5? Did you see him?
Episode 5, what? Who? Which about X-Men? See who?
The Watcher.
What, he was in Genosha?
He's overviewing events. The stars.
Oh my God. I think I did. I think I recognize a figure. It had the eyes were obviously a bit bright. It was at the Watcher.
Yeah, boy.
That's amazing. Okay.
Uh,
He was definitely in it. Yeah, I'm thinking back, and I do remember some kind of being in the sky.
you'll see it. Go back to that scene after uh, Rogue and Gambit talk, and you'll see the Watcher. Excuse me.
Sick, sick. All right. Should we move on to other movie news and kind of finish up with retro
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
news
Go for it,
review?
bro. Yeah.
So this one maybe should have been real world issues because I feel like, well, not issues, but real world news. But Jackie Chan, the legend himself, turned 70. I can't believe that he
Mm-hmm.
turned 70.
I know.
Of course we have to age, so it's not like I can't believe it, like he's someone that doesn't age. But anyway, just hope he's with us for a very long time. Legend, grew up with him, turned 70 years old. I know I learned in the Asian in Hong Kong and China they don't like him
Mm.
because of his ways. I get it, but still love him. Still love him. He made my childhood with the kung fu movies and whatnot. So happy birthday to Jackie Chan. Um, what else? The Mummy will return to theaters on April 26th to celebrate the 25th anniversary. So if you're a fan of the old Mummy movie and
Yeah, that's
um,
right.
what's his name again? Why have I gone blank? The
Brendan
actor
Fraser.
Fraser come back so he's come back in the last couple of years and whatnot. So it'd be good to see him back when he was in his element with the Mummy movie, which was actually really good. That Mummy movie was awesome.
No, it was a good film,
Um,
really good.
all right, Brightburn. Remember that movie?
Yes, yep.
Apparently the sequel is officially in the bin, so that's not going to happen.
Oh,
Apparently,
okay.
so that's a shame because that movie was great. That was almost like the Red Sun song. It was like a Superman movie, I guess.
Mm,
A Superman adaptation of what happens when things don't go as we thought it could happen. So anyway, that's in the bin. But that was actually really good. I really enjoyed that. Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who are working on a new project, which is awesome. Um, so I'm glad they're doing it at their old age. I think they could bring a lot of humor and character and something,
of course
build
they
something
can.
big. That'd be
Exactly.
amazing. Because they had a
Exactly.
moment when they were together at the Oscars and they done that thing with Batman. That was really freaking good. Just that little monologue thing was really good. So they could do something good. What else? I remember that show Heroes, bro.
Yeah, just
Um,
yeah.
yeah, apparently it's reportedly apparently they're making a remake or something like that, and it's reportedly they're looking for a hunt for a buyer. So I guess they look for an investor or something to invest in or buy the show or whatever.
Okay.
For them to make a new one. So listen, I mean, I remember one episode, season 1 and 2, one especially was so good.
So
And I
good.
think I just lost interest after like season 2 or something like that, or season 3. I don't know. There was something about season 1 which was so awesome. It was like I remember Stan Lee was in it a little bit, and then I don't know if the story just got prolonged or it got boring or got ridiculous. It's just like this is not. I don't know. I'm not feeling this anymore. So I don't know. Let's see if they can bring back the element of season 1.
No, exactly. Hopefully they do. That season one was really good. But yeah, that's the thing though, bro. Like, let's see what happens. Let's see what they do. I mean, it's hard to even entice me to watch something now because there's a lot of remakes and let's redo this, let's redo that. So let's see what they do. Ugh, excuse me.
Definitely. And then the last thing I had was Lionsgate and Blumhouse are looking to reimagine the Blair Witch Project. I don't know what the reimagine means. I don't know if that means a remake. Maybe it does, or maybe it means something else. But that movie, it was a good, like that movie was great advertising, right? When that movie,
Mm.
they had a great advertising platform for that and project for that movie. When the movie came out, it was boring. And we all found out obviously it was fake. At the time when I remember I was young, so I thought it was real, and that's the advertising they put behind it. They done a great job with that. And I remember I never forget watching it with dad, and all dad was forwarding it like this is boring. And he kept on forwarding it until he rented it. Could you remember? This is what it's supposed to be funny about dad when he used to watch a movie, when he used to rent a
Mm.
movie, pay to rent a movie, and if it was boring, he would just forward through it. Boring. This is so boring, and get to the end of the movie. Because like they done a great job on advertising, amazing job on advertising.
Mm.
And then the movie just turned out to be boring. So anyway, if you're a Blair Witch Project fan, you know, how do you do it again? Thing is, how do you? Because that was so good because you just didn't know if it was real or fake. Like the advertising, now you know it's a fake story and fake
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. So how do you get that hype again? I don't think you can. They
It's
wasted
hard
it at
to.
one time.
Yeah, that's what I was
Not
gonna say.
wasted it. It worked before. How are you going to redo it again?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Definitely a tough one.
Unless they use somehow like social media, unless they put like unless you're getting a new audience, the younger audience who might not know about the first like the one they made before. You use social media platforms to kind of push out this propaganda that this whole thing is real and there's a witch in the fog. Yeah, whatever they did, maybe TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, use those all of that to build in a whole new generation to it. That could be the idea or something like that.
No, of course, yeah. I think that'd be the way they do it. Yeah, but yeah, it'd be the new generation of marketing what they do on that. Definitely.
Cool, man. Well, look, that's all the news I had. Did you have anything else you heard or anything?
Nothing on my side, bro. No, nothing that I know of. I think what you covered is what I've seen so far.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's finish off with retro movie review. So I didn't get a chance to watch it, obviously I'm on vacation. Did you pick one? Was you able to pick one that you wanted to talk about?
Hold up. Were we talking about? We were gonna do.
I bet
You said you
tomorrow.
a better
I didn't
tomorrow.
get.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it, but I wanted to watch it on the plane to get to get a fresh retake, but it didn't get subtitles, so I couldn't watch it.
Well, basically. All right. I haven't had the chance to look at anything or watch anything. Last week's one was really good. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, like we can skip it because the reason why I want to rewatch it because I want to get a fresh take. Because
Mm.
like honestly, if you ask, for example, like to speak about Neverending Story before I watched it again, I wouldn't be able to give you the take as I got it last week when I was talking about the Neverending Story through the audience and whatnot, and also the nothingness being the perspective of human beings losing their creativity, right? So that's why it's important for me now, before I talk about a retro movie, that I need to watch it again. So if we want to skip one because we don't have
When
one,
was the
we can
last time
pick
you saw Rambo First Blood?
long time ago. So I know I could speak to you about like like the mental, the PTSD and all that sort of stuff, but I'm sure rewatching it, there's going to be something else. That's why I want to rewatch
Mm.
a movie before we talk about it. But I don't know if you have something that you want to talk about, we could do. If not, we can skip it for this week. I'll try and watch one next week, and we could talk about it.
I can't think of
Unless you
anything,
want to,
man.
I was gonna say Back to the Future. I know we've done tons of reviews on that. I mean, but we could pick another one next week or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I don't think. Is there anything? You know what? Actually, you know what? And it's not much of a review or a rewind, so we could skip it this week. But the I've been watching. I don't know if you watch a program. It came out ages ago called Monk. It was based on
Monk,
this
no.
cop who's got OCD and ADHD, and he suffers different types of anxiety. Basically, it's based on a cop that is very good at what he does. He could be in a situation and kind of work out what's happening. He kind of is like, it's like predetermined, premeditated, thoughts and stuff like that. It came out. Trying to remember when it came out, but I sort of I've never watched it. I never saw it. And while I was at Mum's house yesterday, I indulged in 2 episodes on Netflix. And I was like, oh my God, this was really good, bro. You know what? Let me just find out when it came out.
I think I might have seen it pop up on my Netflix or whatnot. I
So
didn't.
it's an American comedy drama. It's when did it come out? When did it come out? It's got excuse me, 2002 to 2009. Uh and it's really quirky, quite uh funny drama. Like it's just like he's so irritated by everything around him, yet he knows like key little details that people wouldn't see. And I think it's a nice way of showing people that suffer dyslexia, anxiety, ADHD, or any type of like autism, you know, how powerful they are if you're putting them in the work environment, which is very difficult in itself because they say it in the police force, like, he doesn't fit in and he does his own thing. But he does pick out on amazing things. Like, yes, he's not going to be how I am, but he sees things we don't see. So we do need him on the case. And he sees these key details that I wouldn't even notice. But there is some funny moments in there. And it's like, oh my God, you know what? I haven't seen a show like that because it reminded me a little bit of Quantum Leap. So there's a scene in there where he's getting chased by the bad guy. So he's touching lampposts, he's counting the lamppost as he's walking. He's one of those guys, yeah. And he
Mm.
gets to the road and there's a guy in a car, like ready to kill him, one of the mob guys. Because he gets into the road in the crossing and he was like, oh, I missed that pole. So the car's coming towards him. And he goes back to count that other pole, so the guy misses him completely. And then he's like, "Oh my God, that guy just tried to kill me." But as he's running away, my guy's still trying to count the poles.
I we just mentioned that scene. I saw that trailer on Netflix. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. It's got that comedian, like, can't remember what
Uh,
he was in. He was in a Men in Black, is it? Remember he gets
yeah, yeah,
headshot
yeah.
off? Was that that guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's it. Tony Shalhoub, who plays Adrian Monk. He's been in quite a lot of films. He plays a lot of Arabs in bad guy movies. Uh, it's a shame he got typecasted like that. But this is really good, bro. Like,
I
first two
had to check
episodes
that out.
in.
Okay,
They've got it's 8 seasons, so they've got a lot of episodes. But very,
they
very
say
cool
like
so far.
people who have ADHD and autism are like superheroes. They have
Oh,
this superhero ability
exactly.
to
Give me a second, bro. I'll be
like,
right back.
yeah,
Keep
see
going.
things in a different way, or just like, I guess I think it's ADHD, or no, I think it's autism, where they're super like interested in one thing, and they're like they're
Can you wait 2 minutes?
Education level, whatever it is, through that one thing, and they're just
Well,
able to elevate it before any other human, over any other human or whatnot. They just have the special ability. I think they say it's like a, superpower.
No,
Depending on
definitely.
how it's channeled or whatnot.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. All right, bro. I got to run. But yeah, guys, check it out. Monk. First 2 episodes was brilliant. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it, and go on this journey with this guy because I don't know, it was just quirky, man. It's something that I needed, something different. It's light-hearted. I think that's why it is. Even though it goes through serious situations, uh, it I don't know, it just connected with me in that moment because I don't have to use too much of my brain, but it's interesting to see somebody from that spectrum trying to see things in a different way. And we all see things differently. But Monk was brilliant. So one to check out, guys. Kind of a retro TV, even though it's after 2002. Yeah. All right, guys.
I might put that on the list.
No, definitely. I am going to. I got to run, bro. So we'll catch up, guys. As always, massive thank you and your support on the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thanks for listening in. Thanks to the regulars who always comment, and shout outs to the guys in Egypt and Lebanon for keeping us in the podcast charts. That's amazing.
That's crazy. Awesome, bro. Listen, man, it's good to catch up, and I'll call home later anyway to see the little ones.
All right, man. Take care. One love. Peace.
Peace.
All right, bro. Let me stop this. Yeah.